Okay, I thought about how I was going to do this video for a while now, and I thought, should I research it? Should I write a long script? Should I show loads of examples of what I'm talking about? And then I decided, like, no, I'm just going to do this video and get it over and done with, and do the third part later on, because it's going to be a three-part series. And if I'm going to put any effort into this video series, I'll focus on the toxic community management of Dead by Daylight. So, one of the main reasons why I'm leaving this game for good and I'm never coming back no matter what is the toxic community of Dead by Daylight. So, the vast majority of the player base are survivors. These survivors never bother playing both roles, they just play survivor. They've got no understanding of killer, what it's like for the killer, okay? And a lot of them will just lie and gaslight to you to try and control the narrative, because it's like politics. It's their politics. Their politics is, we want to keep the game broken in favour of the survivor and silence and marginalise the killers, right? And killers tend to be more fair-minded, because killers more often than not play both roles, like me. Like 30 to 20% of my play was survivor, but that's still a lot of play because I had a lot of hours in the game. Okay, so one of the problems I pointed out as a killer was the fact that low tier killers are trash and they're not viable at high level play. So therefore, they're just bloke content. Like, so many killers below A tier are just bloke content. Like, even Nemesis, who I have a lot of fun with, and I was decent with Nemesis, he's B tier and he doesn't have map mobility, so you can still get gen rushed, right? And behaviour, how they change the game balance, they put artificial constraints on the killer, like you can't camp hooks, which low tier killers need to do for pressure, right? You got to like proxy them, right? Okay, and the high tier killers, that nerf, not being able to camp hooks, doesn't really affect them that much. It doesn't really, because they're so powerful and they're so lethal. So again, it hits the low tier killers the hardest. And behaviour will just randomly change the game balance. They'll just randomly change killer mechanics and ruin them, like with a trickster, right? They ruined Sadiko. They sort of dumbed down Billy. I didn't find the new Billy interesting. He was just a mindless spam killer. But anyway, they what they'll do is they'll change the game balance. They'll change the killer mechanics. So you invest time playing the killer, and you'll get ruined. And the vast majority of the community will cheer this on. And I don't want to invest time in a live service game where they don't know what they're doing, because behaviour do not know what they're doing as well. So there's that. I might be repeating stuff from part one because it's so long since I did part one, but there's that bloody map, that new Ventka map, right? So they've got a basement area and they've got an upper floor area. And you've got to free gen the upper floor area or you'll lose, no matter what killer you are, right? Because they'll just gen rush you. The gen split's too much. So you've just got to camp the free gen upstairs and you have a long, drawn out, boring game on the higher level. It's just garbage. They don't know what they're doing. They listen to the survivors too much. I've actually literally gotten threats of violence in a Discord group from survivor mains, and I didn't provoke it. I just gave my views on the game balance, and I got threats. Jesus Christ! I got hassled from on the Steam forums, and I used the word ass in one of my posts. I said, well, why? I basically rhetorically asked, why so many survivor mains asses, and why are they stalking and harassing me after I was giving them loads of clown awards? Yeah. So, look, I'm not interested in real life politics in my gaming, right? I'm not interested in geopolitics in my gaming. I don't want community politics about game balance. Okay, I'm good. I can't offer my views and engage with people constructively. I'm not going to change the narrative because people want to keep the game broken. So they're just going to lie to me and they're just going to gaslight me. Yeah, and I'm going to be outnumbered as well because it's going to be 8% survivors. It's like one of the most toxic, babyish communities I've ever seen. Like I've met some good people playing Dead by Daylight, but it's just all toxic minority. There's a toxic minority. About 30% of them, they're just babies, whiners and bitches and complainers. Yeah, So if they come across a new killer mechanic, they don't have to deal with it. They'll just go OP, S tier, S tier. They'll just get nerfed into oblivion. They want to learn and adapt. Yeah. So yeah, I'll deal with the toxic community management at another day, on another video, and yeah, it's a shame because the game has a lot of potential. It does have a lot of potential. If it ever gets sold to a new company who know what they're fucking doing, maybe I'll take it up again. But even so, the community is very off-putting. Very, very off-putting. Right? And actually, I'll just say one thing about the community. Right? The problem is, you get a lot of entitled survivors who don't want to learn or adapt. And it's not even a skill issue. Like, it's not like a skip mechanic. It's not a skill mechanics issue. Looping issue. A lot of time, it's a strategy issue. And they're very impatient. They rush things. They get in a killer's face. They don't time things correctly. And I've played with these survivors as well. I try and give them advice, right? I said, yeah, you're doing this and that wrong, and it's very obvious. And they go, oh no, I'm just a casual player, right? Don't tell me how to play. And when things go wrong for them because they're playing in their so-called casual, lazy way, they bitch and complain and whine and rant, and they want the game balance changed. I've seen it happen. I've played with these people, right? In fact, I've played with people who get in a killer's face, right? I die repeatedly because I'm on the team with them. I don't complain about it because, all right, they can play how the fuck they want, right? And I let them down once and they just like lay into me. Bloody hell, fuck Dead by Daylight. Over and out.